Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you? And welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 news update video of mine. And in this video, I have some really exciting news to share with you today. We finally have the first information about patch 1.2. There's a bunch of new features, content, and changes coming to the game. So I'll be talking about that later on in the video because I've got some little pieces of information before we get into the main sort of stuff. So let's kick things off with some fake news. So I saw this on Reddit. There was an article posted onto Game Rant, which is a game news website. The headline reads, Star Wars Battlefront 2 gives players apology rewards. Now in this article, it does not state what it is for other than it was for the microtransactions controversy that was in November. Now I'm telling you this because avoid websites that use clickbait and fake news to get you outraged over a game you like or a game you are having some sort of fun with. There is no point in this article where it says it was for the milestones being locked for a bunch of people, or some milestones being locked for some people, and because they rolled out a fix and it didn't get fixed correctly, they issued this apology crate. Please avoid sites that do this sort of stuff. Make sure you get information from reliable YouTubers that you know and watch regularly, and on top of that, the Battlefront 2 subreddit, they're really good and you will not find fake news on there. Moving on to the next piece of information, which is pure speculation, but it is something to point out. So John Boyega on his Instagram story last night posted him in a recording studio recording lines for Finn.
Why are you hating? Stop hating. I just nailed it. It was,
Now, hold up. Before we get excited, he does show, obviously, a piece of paper, script, that says Finn. And my first initial reaction was, he's got to be doing it for Star Wars Battlefront 2's future Hero Banter. Because, as you know, there are a bunch of heroes in Battlefront, and they all speak to each other when they're in the same sort of area. Now, I would assume this was for Star Wars Battlefront 2's upcoming heroes, right? Well, I also remembered that there's probably going to be a Lego Star Wars The Last Jedi game coming out this year, because with The Force Awakens, they didn't announce it until early 2016, and it released in mid-2016. So the announcement for that game is probably going to be any day now, and he's just doing a quick recording session finishing stuff off because, you know, the few lines that he'd have to do for the upcoming heroes in Season 2 would be very small, so it makes sense for him to be doing it. Plus, it's quite possible he'd have to have gone to Montreal, to Motive, to record the lines because that's where they did the lines originally for Star Wars Battlefront 2, but he could also do it locally if they just sent the audio. But we'll wait and see. It could just be for The Last Jedi game, the Lego game, which I'm sure it is. But I just thought I'd make this point because there were some people saying it was for Battlefront 2, and I just thought I'd give you my take on that. So moving on to the big important pieces of information, Matt, the community manager, posted an update to what we can expect for patch 1.2. So there is no ETA available for patch 1.2. I assume it's going to be Tuesday, which makes perfect sense because pretty much every other patch releases on Tuesday, and it's now the weekend. So let's get into what is coming in 1.2. So Jetpack Cargo, as we found out a couple of days ago, is coming, which is great. There's also going to be updates to Arcade, so we know there's going to be new maps. There's also going to be AI updates, which is good to see. So the AI will be probably more smarter. And hero balancing is coming to Boba Fett. I'd assume is going to be a little bit of a buff. Palpatine, a definite nerf. Iden, definitely a buff. Bosk and Rey will be getting a nerf. Kylo Ren probably will be seeing a buff. Same goes for Luke, whereas Chewbacca probably will be getting a nerf because he's really powerful right now. And I think Phasma and Lando and Yoda will get a buff. and I can see Darth Vader getting a nerf because he's quite strong. So there is going to be tweaks to how certain abilities may work, but it's mainly just going to be just nerfs and buffs. Talking about classes, reinforcements, and just core combat in general, the rolling is going to be changed a little bit. Emote should be fixed, weapon tweaks, SES on nerf, and more. So that's good to see the rolling will be adjusted, and on top of that, emotes for heroes will finally be able to be used because people like Aiden they just don't work. It's really annoying. They're updating the milestones, they're changing balance to level design, bug fixes to levels, and general improvements such as duplicate star card credits, and they've also looked at blaster glow, lightsaber glow, which is awesome. So fingers crossed the blaster glow is brighter and more vibrant. Same goes for the lightsaber. Colorblind settings tweak, there is a new change coming to that, so a lot of people have been talking about that, so that's good to see, and just overall performance and stability changes. Fingers crossed it does help you guys that are struggling on certain platforms or PC setups. So what do you make of this update? I think it's going to be a really good update. We've just got to wait and see when we do get it. Patch notes will come when they announce the downtime. I'd assume that will be Monday evening, so I'll keep you guys updated. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like. I'd really appreciate that. And if you are new around here, make sure to do subscribe and check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen. And I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Goodbye.